I'd like to personally thank Kathleen Kennedy for finally bringing strong, fierce women to film. Hang on, what?
She knew she had to speak out wherever she saw injustice and inhumanity.
How do you cover up making a terrible film? Distract and confuse. One of the main defenses used by the new Star Wars creators is that they bravely stood up to the oppression of women in film and took on the fearful, scared little men who couldn't take a strong woman in a story.
Get that chip off your shoulder. What's wrong with her?
She's a woman, isn't she?
Check out this crazy statement by J.J. Abrams. And to think, I liked him.
Their problem isn't Star Wars, their problem is being threatened.
Hey, ease it up.
Star Wars is a big galaxy and you can sort of find almost anything you want in Star Wars. If you are someone who feels threatened by women and needs to lash out against them, you can probably find an enemy in Star Wars. You could probably look at the first movie that George did and say that Leia was too outspoken and she was too tough.
Yeah, the problem is no one is saying that about Leia. You have the same amount of lead women in Force Awakens that George had in Star Wars. 1. The new Star Wars creators act as if there's never been strong women in film before, and the shock has made us blind to the truth of how good these new Star Wars films are.
He has an amazing uniqueness to what he does. He also writes.
So let's remind Kathleen, JJ and Rian about some of cinema's strong women that would kick the ass of the new Star Wars women. Well, obviously not Rey. No one can beat Rey. Not even the greatest Jedi to ever live.
Somebody has to save our skins. I recognized your foul stench when I was brought on board.
You're braver than I thought.
Nice, come on.
Why are you still here? We don't need any of your help.
Why are they allowed to get away with this lie? Why doesn't anyone pull up these people when they make such stupid claims in interviews? This crap that anyone who has a problem with Last Jedi or Force Awakens is scared of strong women in film. Explain the love the same group of people have for, say, this film. Or this obvious choice. Are we just going to pretend that these films weren't popular? Here are another couple of small franchises that seemed to be a success, even though they had strong women. Even Harry Potter's strongest character was female. I don't remember anyone having a problem with Hermione Granger. One of the world's most popular shows would have to be Game of Thrones, and it has truly terrifying strong women. For fuck's sake, Arya Stark wears other people's skin and once fed a father his own children in a pie. And there's this one. Don't hear anyone complaining.
He writes amazingly fierce and independent women. He's also got a great sense of humor.
Ryan's version of strong is to give them abilities they haven't earned or motives that don't make sense.
What's our plan?
Our plan?
But wait! For those of you that are thinking that Rey is just like Luke,
Use the Force.
I have to confess, I was one of the people that walked out of Force Awakens really happy. I thought Rey was a great new addition, and I look forward to seeing how she would develop and what backstory would explain her power. My mistake, she was already fully developed. They can't even get it right when they are given a blueprint to copy. Brienne of Tarth, played by Gwendolyn Christie, kicks ass in Game of Thrones. I haven't heard any complaining about her from the so-called man babies. And don't tell me the Game of Thrones and Star Wars fans don't cross over. She is literally one of the toughest people in the show. She beat the friggin' Hound. So what do they do with this great actor that can hold her own in any scene? Nothing. And according to IMDb, she has a scene time of 1 minute and 45 seconds in Force Awakens and another screen time of 1 minute and 45 seconds in Last Jedi. That's a total of 3.5 minutes over 2 films. And she was easily beaten. Did you see how much they pushed her in the trailers? What a waste.
What is something that Captain Phasma gets to do in this movie that no other Star Wars character has gotten to do before?
Captain Phasma gets to wear chrome armor.
We both know the gold's better. Disney, using the men are scared of strong women excuse, completely ignores the women who have a problem with Last Jedi and its quality. They don't even acknowledge them. And to the fans who go along with this and say things like, more men that hate women, we are talking about the standard of writing and how these characters are let down. We just want better women characters in Star Wars, not less.
When I wrote that character of Rose, she was genuinely a nerd. Like someone who I would have actually hung out with in high school. She felt like a character who didn't belong in a Star Wars movie.
Man, you had some boring friends. Most people want to have a bit of fantasy in their fantasy sci-fi film. It's the same for guys. Most guys don't look like this. They can't drive like this. They aren't as brave as this. They can't fight like this. Or be as cool as this. So the new Star Wars creators need to stop with the smokescreen. You aren't leading the way. If anything, you need to catch up. No one has a problem seeing strong women in films. They have a problem with bad writing, huge plot holes, and boring characters. Have you ever seen a company so quick to discredit and label their own loyal fan base? Hey Robert, how do Marvel handle the fans?
And ultimately, I think what Marvel has done is they have taken the high road and they've really listened to the audience and the fans, and there's been a lot of kind of creative synergy.